Hi everyone, it's Desiree here from the Foundation for Human Kindness and Compassion, and this is what our week 3 for the 4 weeks prior to the August 16 live teaching of the tool of access. Just recapping on the last 2 weeks that we've had, it was all about loneliness. And just remember that oh sorry, just show something on there. Yes, that loneliness is really very broad and really very difficult problem to address. So, and it really doesn't mean, it really has very, very little to do with how many friends you have, how much money you've got, and so forth. And it is always the within that we have to go and really look after first, ourselves. Like I said, there were a few of you that had written into the website in relation to the FINE exercise. Remember, FINE means finally I now exist. So you have, wherein it really puts you in the now, being in the now moment. And with that one, we also have some of you that had said that yes, you feel that you are at the moment that whenever you say those, whenever you say you're fine. So that's really good. And that's exactly how it is. You just have to be more really used to it and be more aware that you are living always in the moment, because it's only in the moment wherein really all miracles happen. You'll see that your life just really falls into place so nicely. You don't even have to really force it. You have to just really surrender everything. Now, with those emails that we received last week, one from them, I've chosen two actually. One of them is from Wissam and Fuzzy from San Francisco, and they write, "Greetings, my friends. We met you at the VIP section of an Incubus concert in LA, 2011, ? And we got to talk about the foundation that you two were planning to put out in the world at that time. Congratulations, as we can see that you two deserve this. You have taught us briefly how to access, but sorry to say that we have not continued using the tool. We would like to relearn how to access and look forward to see you again." That's really very nice, Wissam and Fuzzy. Yes, I think I remember that. That was a really, really wonderful night. That night, great band, Incubus. Yes. See, the reason, so they said, you have taught us briefly how to access, but sorry to say that we have not continued using the tool. And I guess this is also like what I said prior to this. We have taught a few people back in the past the tool of access, but we haven't, like I said, at some point it works, because it is your intuition. You're listening to your intuition, okay? It is your intuition that really guides you to your connection to up there, the universe, God. It's like I said, my frame of reference is God, Jesus, Mama Mary, and all that, okay? And I also call it the universe. So at some point, because we as human beings, we do get out of balance as well. And that is when you have to go learn the next step of using Access. Um, so yes, that would be really wonderful if we can go and be able to go and teach you Access again. That would be really nice, and that's the reason why we're putting everyone in the right mindset at the moment. So, okay. And the next one, the second question that I have picked is Alan from Miami, Florida. And his question is, why is it so hard to accept change in us and family? Okay, maybe that's kind of like two questions in one, because maybe we have to go and tackle first half of the question we're in. Why is it so hard to accept change in us? Maybe with the question of the family, we are going to go and answer that and tackle that once next week. It will be about family relationship, because remember, Access is relationship first. Your relationship with yourself and God, and like, you know, the rest of that one other relationship just follows after that. And so with your question, Alan, of why is it so hard to accept change in us? It's really very hard to accept change in us because we as human beings, we are very, we don't really accept change because it's really very hard for us to let go of something that we know of. Sometimes even how negative that behavior or the changes that you have to go and do, it is still very hard to change it. That's why, that's the same with all the drug addicts and everything, all these addictive behaviors and things. And also because of our, you know, ego-based feeling and way of thinking, that really helps us. It really guards us to be doing something that we're not comfortable with, or something that is new. But I would say that, you know, always have that leap of faith, and because you never know that once you've got the change in you, firstly, and maybe before you do that, you have to really know yourself first. And because that is really the main wisdom, like what Aristotle said in one of his quotes. So, and it's like with me too, it's really very hard. I had a hard time of making any change with me. And even though, you know, like being here talking to you right here in front of you, this is really so nerve-wracking. Even though I've you know, done seminars, I've talked, I've done public speaking. I'm in high school, and I used to, even in primary, I used to you know, be out there on stage dancing or doing something, mostly dancing actually. So, or yeah, mostly dancing. I only did, I think, one declamation point at one stage. Yeah. So it's still really very hard for me. This is something new for me. This is something new for me to be talking straight from my heart, you know. So, but this is where Richard and I, this is what we need to do, because we have something to teach. And like I used to go and say before, I didn't come here to America by chance. I came here by destiny. And there's really a very big story with that. So we'll let you know about that story. So Alan, accept change in us. We have to start that. And once you learn how to do access, once you're using access, you have to go and trust your intuition. And that's one way of really changing yourself within you, from inside. Because you have to go remember that cure is always on the inside, it's not on the outside. It is really more about changing how you relate to yourself, how much respect you want to go and give yourself, and all that, than how you relate to others. Okay, so maybe, like I said, Alan, we will tackle the family issues, family relationship with our raw talk for next week. And that's why, we invite you, really, Richard and I, to go and really step into a new way of being, a new beginning, a new healing, and transformation, to be Godself. That's what we want to call it, be Godself, God-like, because that is what really Jesus wants us to be. He wants us to be like Him. And we can start by accepting the humanity in us and the spiritual side in us, and really use that consciousness and your intuition in living every day with your choices, and to be really connected to God, the universe. Like I said, access transcends religion. It's really much better if you've got faith, whatever faith you've got, whether that's Allah, that's Yahweh, whatever. But the more faith you've got, the better it is for you to understand, because you are really using your own intuition, and you are just physically would be manifesting that as to whether that choice is the right one for you at that time. Okay, so just remember, the cure is always on the inside, not the outside. Okay, I have to reiterate that one. I guess even over and over and over again, because sometimes even we know things already and we acknowledge it, it's really very hard for us to go and accept the change. Okay, and to be able to really do that, like I said in our first week, you have to let go. This, especially now, with the energies of the eclipse and everything, and we've got another one that's coming. This will be the third one on August 11th. So really, I'm telling you, there is really a big paradigm shift of consciousness. So whether you like it or not, the universe or God will make the changes for you. Okay, if you don't really listen and wake up. So firstly, like I said, on the first week, you have to let go. You have to let go of all the toxic people, circumstances, and habits that are not really keeping you stuck at the moment, and that's not really for your highest and greatest good. Okay, because once you've done that change, see, that change, that internal process. And that is an inside job. um, you have to really make that choice, and to have these incredible changes and opportunities that would come to your life, you really have to change yourself first. Otherwise, nothing will follow through. You just have to really change yourself first. um, you have to be connected and be truthful to your heart, your mind, and your soul. Okay. um, they all have to be really in alignment. It's similar with your chakras. They have to be in alignment as well for you to be, feeling the healthiest you can be, and not only spirituality in spiritual side, but also in the physical side. Okay. So like I said, they have to be in alignment. And once you are in alignment of your God self, okay, then your true soul's purpose, okay, with the use of access, you will be able to do that. And that's when all the opportunity abounds. Everything will just, you'd feel that everything will just be continue on falling into places. Okay. So you better take action now on one thing, that can move you forward into expressing your true and authentic self, your God self. Okay. You have to learn the tool of access. So maybe that's for me now. Like, remember, next week we'll start it. That would be week 4 before the final August 16th. And so thank you for tuning in, and bright blessings always, abundance, access. Cheers.